Plaqueboy Max calls streamers pussy.
What's poppin', y'all? Complex dropped their big streamer list of the top 25 streamers, and it is abysmal. I will say that, but that will be for a separate mega video that I have to make. I know some people are like, man, he's not even gonna make that. Listen, I'm not gonna confirm or deny those allegations. But Plaqueboy Max would respond to a peer of his by the name that ended up in the top 5, and he would call her out and the rest of his industry.
Do I think I deserve it more than all these creators? No. I also, maybe I'm a little bit...
Okay, Complex ranks their 25 best streamers right now. I Show Speed, okay. Kai Sinet. Is he even a streamer anymore? I mean, I wouldn't even put him on this. I mean, I guess. I don't know what we're ranking. But okay. Stable Ronaldo at 3. Okay, I don't know how stable Ronaldo's at 3. Senna at 4. Max at 5. And Phantom at 6. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Unbiased opinion. Aiden Ross. Like, I don't know what we're ranking off of, by the way. Just I don't know what we're ranking off of, but if we're just going, like, off just streamer notoriety, yeah, Aiden have to be number 3. Senna isn't even top 10. Rakai and Ray. Jesus Christ. Pokemon gotta be higher though. Pokemon, like, I ain't gonna lie. I've never met a nigga in real life who watches Pokemon, but like, nigga, everybody knows who the fuck Pokemon is. Pokemon, and again, I've never met a nigga in real life who watches XQC, but again, Pokemon and XQC have to be in the top 5, bro. I would say Speed, Kai. I would go XQC. 4. Then I would go Pokemon. 5. Jinxie. Where's Jinxie at? I would go Jinxie. I don't know. Okay. I would go Jinxie for sure. 6. Then it starts becoming a toss-up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even... we can't go off, like, I don't know. Like, if we're going off notoriety, then what? I'm pretty sure Queso is like a pretty... I don't watch Queso. I don't really know who watches Queso either, but like Queso got to be up there for sure. Oh, he's right here. Queso got to be up there. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm not gonna
lie. Different. I think it's very ego to think you deserve this over any creator. You could say a lot of things.
I guess I got an ego then too. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this though, right here, right? Chat, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Streaming is so, bro. It's something that I peeped. Streaming is so everybody's, it's weird. Like, let me explain to you why I say this. In what world would any best artist, actor, etc., if they was lower on the list below something, they'd be like popping a
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
I'm at all the ads, so don't worry.
Base 44.
They'd be like, what the f-? Or they'd be like, I deserved it.
I mean, maybe not everybody has the competitive spirit. You know what I mean? Not everybody's competitive about fucking streaming, bro. They just enjoy it. You know.
Like, what? It low-key mind-boggled me. But I think the reason it's like that is...
Hey, bro. You got Kobe in the background, bro. You're a competitive nigga, bro. Not everybody's competitive doesn't make them pussy, bro.
Because everyone's scared to get clipped and then hated on.
Okay, now that makes sense. Okay, now wait, hold on. Let me not jump to conclusions.
Or they'd be like, I deserved it. Like, what? It low-key mind-boggled me. But I think the reason it's like that is because everyone's scared to get clipped and then hated on. Because that happens with streaming, where we have to worry about the comments are saying because we have to be on the internet. This is where our job comes from. Job, if you want to call it that. But it's like, bruh, Senna, you number 4. Talk your shit. And I think that's the problem with the streaming world. Because it's not competitive. Nobody want to be competitive. Everyone's scared to be competitive. Like, nobody want to, like, But that's what breed the best, bro. In my opinion, that's my.
Yeah, I feel like, hey, that's anything though. Like competition will always bring the best out of anybody, in any, like anything like sports, music, entertainment, like whatever you're doing. Like if you're working towards a goal, and you see someone else is also working towards that goal, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be better than that person at that goal that you're trying to accomplish. There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal.
My opinion. You can be competitive and still be cool with people.
So I'm saying, like, you could, like, you can, like, let's say you and your mans, y'all both go to the gym, right? You and your mans, you both go to the gym, you both trying to hit a PR, the same PR. Like, why would you not want to hit it before your mans does? Like, that doesn't. Well, and then and even when you do, it's not gonna be like, oh, I hate him now. Oh, he hit his PR before me. Oh, fuck that nigga. Like, come on, bro.
There's such thing as friendly competition. We need more competition in the streaming world. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. You gotta be more proud of their work and stand. What you mean you can't put yourself over somebody's? Yes, you can. If you believe in what you did and you grinding, I deserve this number 4. Oh God. No, imagine Nicki Minaj being 3rd on the list of best artists current, and then her being like, damn, I'm gonna give it to Taylor Swift. What the, bro? I'm a Nicki fan. I'm like, huh? Nicki, what is you talking about? Nicki, I love you deserve it.
So first, off rip, yeah, Plaqueboy Max definitely has an ego. He's got a big ego, and he thinks he's Hollywood. And we're going to read off of what Plaqueboy Max has said himself when it comes to his goals. Because in August 18th of 20...
I mean, bro, doesn't everybody have an ego to some extent, bro? Don't we all have an ego? Don't we all want to be the best of whatever we want? Is this not, like, I don't understand. Like, where
2025, he said the list of goals that he wants to achieve out...
The list of goals: Streamer of the Year, #1 album plus Billboard, headline Rolling Loud, 1 million plus concurrent viewers, win a Grammy, produce a Netflix show. And hey, call this an ego, bro. But I don't know if he headlined Rolling Loud, but he was on Rolling Loud. We're not gonna talk about what happened, but he performed at Rolling Loud. He was nominated for a Grammy though. He was nominated for a Grammy. So, you know, it's not like, bro, these are goals that someone has for themselves. Like, you call it an ego, but, like, why would someone not? They're personal goals, bro. I don't understand.
One point in his life is Streamer of the Year, #1 album and Billboard, headline Rolling Loud.
And this is goals he wants to achieve at one point in his life, bro. And this is only, like, this wasn't even a full year ago, bro. And he's already, like, bro, he's making this shit come to life, bro.
Out 1 million plus
no glaze
concurrent viewers, which IShowSpeed has done, win a Grammy, produce a Netflix show. So when you've got lofty goals like this, which Streamer of the Year I think he can do, I don't think he's going to win it this year, but I think it's possible. Headline Rolling Loud, he did his first Rolling Loud, set, I think, recently. Headline, I think he can get up there eventually, especially with this, like, new flock, but headline is tough, man. Well, the thing is, the nominated for a Grammy happened, so that's close. But the point is, when you've got goals like this, you need to have this. And I know some people will say, like, yo, you've given him criticism before saying he's got a big ego and the way he moved with FaZe Banks and all that. That's not criticism. Criticism is, hey, you know, like, I wish this thing changed because it would make the content that this person produces better. It's an observation. I don't want Plaqueboy Max to change. I don't want Plaqueboy Max to be more humble. I don't want Plaqueboy Max to change any of that at all. Like, that's what makes him great. I want him to have this ego because it produces the best content for you, and I get to see the guy achieve. Because I had quoted this tweet when this happened, and I said, I think the one that he was least likely to achieve was the win a Grammy. And then he got nominated for a Grammy. And I was like, whoa, that's already a huge leap. And granted, he was nominated for a collaboration that he did with Fred again and Skepta, but it doesn't mean anything in terms of, like, trying to discount it because it was a collaboration. he got that collaboration because of the work that he put in. So for somebody like this to have an ego, it's good because the work rate, the output, and what he's doing.
Hold on, bro. Like, when is like, hold on. Ego most commonly refers to conscious self of personal identity of self-esteem. Depending on the context, this term has three main meanings: psychology, everyday usage, outdoor power tools. What? In psychology, the psychoanalyst, the ego is rational, conscious part of the human mind. It acts as a mediator to balance the primal instinctive desires of the id with the moral conscience of the superego. Everyday meaning: having an ego refers to your self-obsessed worth or self-importance. Big ego usually implies someone is self-centered, believes they are superior, or struggles to consider others' opinion. Healthy ego refers to normal self-confidence and grounded making. Okay, so I feel like there's nothing wrong with having it. I feel like everybody has an ego, bro. Like at some point you're gonna, like, bro, you live your own, like, you're living your own life, bro. You're gonna obviously think that you're more important than someone else at some point, bro. You're never gonna be like at all times, oh, I'm gonna put this person over myself at all times. No, bro. Like, you're living your own world, or living your own life, bro. Like, I feel like this ego shit is not like, I don't know. Maybe I have ego, bro. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't really see. If you have like a super ego and you think that you're better than people just because of your existence or because you've done more things than other people, like if you think your life is more valuable than another human being's life, then obviously that's a problem. But if we're just talking a regular ego and you're just confident about yourself and you think you can achieve certain things, there's nothing wrong with that.
Matches that ego. The guy's consistently making music. He's consistently streaming. This guy's working non-stop, I promise you. I know some people will like laugh about the streamer 9 to 5 thing, but I don't think Plaqueboy Max is ever not working. Unless he's with like a girl, he's never not working. I promise you. To make something like that work, like operate at his level, you can't take any time off. There's no weekends in his life, that's for sure. The guy hasn't seen a weekend in forever. But moving forward with this, yeah, he should feel that he's in the top. I would say Plaqueboy Max isn't for sure top 10 streamers. Now, they put him at number 5. I don't necessarily know about that. We'll have to wait for me to put together my list when I get to choose them. But I need to create like a little visual board so I can drag and drop everything properly. And when he calls streaming soft and saying like, yo, it's this industry, and what other industry would people be calling themselves like, or people wouldn't be ranking themselves that high? Well, I'll tell you exactly who did the same thing. Lil Yachty, like 10 years ago.
Seems you guys have alleviated the competition in it. Would that be right in saying?
Man, all the ads are
Parents of children who play Roblox. If your child was sexually exploited, abused, or pressured to share explicit content by someone they met on Roblox, you may qualify to file a claim.
Is that wrong?
Kinda.
Okay. I won't ask if you like that or if you dislike it, but so if you had to rank your contemporaries, who is the number one person? Explain it to me like I'm a kindergartner and I don't know because I'm old and bitter. Who is the number one person with the funny hair, with all the jewelry, rapping in this style, making these songs?
Number one what?
The number one artist that does things that creates music in the style that you do. I would think that you, Uzi, I would think that that's a popular conversation for you. Migos, I would think that's a popular topic of conversation for you. No?
Well, you know them, yeah.
But I don't rate these people.
Yeah, so
I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie. This nigga said, well, you know that. Well, I don't rate y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Joe Budden is, yo, I can't stand Joe Budden.
I can't sit and rate. I'm still a rapper
who you-
myself.
What the f***?
Because it's like that's kind of weird.
But rap is competitive, you know, that's why. So, say for example, people
You guys are good. I don't really.
Boy, you could tap
I guess let me rephrase it for you and T. So we compare rappers like.
So right here, you got a rapper, and this was, man, classic episode. I remember watching this when it dropped. You got Yachty, who's talking about like, yeah, you know, I don't really think about that. Keep in mind, this is a young Yachty, but Plaqueboy Max did say, oh, who's at the top of their industry that's not popping their stuff? At this point, Yachty was at the top of SoundCloud, but the people that he was comparing himself to, or they were comparing him to, Uzi, yeah, he felt like he was the best. So maybe that's where Plaqueboy Max is talking about that. But in regards to Cinna, I wouldn't even put Cinna in the top 10. Not even close. I wouldn't. If she should not be the #1 female streamer on that list. Not even close. But this is another thing that Plaqueboy Max needs to understand, and it's not just because of the streamers getting clipped. Streamers or clipping is unforgiving for a female streamer, especially if a female streamer or content creator in general is popping her stuff. They don't want to see that. And there's two parts of this. There's the female part, which they have it harder in this regard, because even if they put in a bunch of work, like Extra Emily, for instance, that chick puts in a ton of work into her content. She's been consistent for many years. If she's like, yeah, I'm one of the best streamers, I'm better than most of the guys, they will rain hell hath no fury. Like, we're talking Clips album right here. They will rain hellfire on her. Talk about, oh, ain't you the girl that bots? Oh, you're a bum. Oh, here's this podcast clip of you saying you got ran through by a bunch of guys, which is completely unrelated to the type of content that she makes or how good her content is in comparison to her peers. But it will just be unrelenting. And a large part of that is because they're operating in a male-dominated fan base, not a male-dominated space, which it is, but it's a male-dominated fan base. So the majority of their viewers are male. So they have to placate that audience, and that majority male audience that watches them, they want them to be humble. It is what it is, unfortunately. And also, the second side of that is Cinna comes from the previous generation of streamers, like the Ludwigs, the Austin, Texas streamer side, which between the years of 2017 to maybe like 2021, 22, like Ms. Kiff, all of those guys, she was in that circle. And in that circle, it was basically a cult, dog. Like, it was like a high school table. Everybody had to pretend to be buddy-buddy, but they were talking trash about each other. Everybody had to pretend like they were friends and didn't have any competition. And we're all this big hoorah, kumbaya, we all collaborate with each other. And it worked for quite a while until it all collapsed. And now Sin is part of another community. Well, she still has ties to that. She's just like the Ludwigs, the Austin, Texas streamer side, which between the years of 2017 to maybe like 2021, 22, like Ms. Kiff, all of those guys, she was in that circle. And in that circle, it was basically a cult, dog. Like, it was like a high school table. Everybody had to pretend to be buddy-buddy, but they were talking trash about each other. Everybody had to pretend like they were friends and didn't have any competition. And we're all this big hoorah, kumbaya, we all collaborate with each other. And it worked for quite a while until it all collapsed. And now Sin is part of another community. Well, she still has ties to that. She wants to do her own thing. But the point is, that's what she was built up on. If you popped your stuff in that community, you were excommunicated. And back then, if you got excommunicated, you were donezo. Like, an example of a girl that got excommunicated and she was donezo was this chick, Caterino, I believe. Yes, she was exposed for like cheating on her boyfriend or something, just talking to a bunch of dudes. And she was a streamer that had a sizable base, like maybe a little bit under 1,000 viewers. She was part of that circle. She blew up through that circle, and then the onslaught of hate that she got was so brutal. She couldn't handle it. She could have thugged it out, but she couldn't handle it, and they ran her out of there. Nobody wanted to collaborate with her anymore, and she didn't have the chutzpah, you could say, to keep it pushing, and she's gone now. So Cinna, she's seen all of that type of stuff happen, and she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna pop my stuff. And I don't think it's in her personality to be like, yeah, you know, I'm better than these people. But where she's pushing it, where she says, oh, you know, I think it's ego to think that you should be better than anybody. Man, get the hell out of here. You don't believe that. You definitely don't believe that, and you shouldn't believe that. And I do think people are internally competitive. Like, for example, somebody that would give a fraud answer like Sinnoh would be Jason the Ween. Like, he'd be like, man, you know, I'm really happy to make it, guys, you know, all that. It's like, dog, stop being a punk. You know, you think you're one of the best streamers right now. And objectively speaking, even though I might not watch your stuff, I've watched, like, I got to do my research, right? Like, I'll watch several hours because you cannot judge a streamer if you don't watch at least 2 hours of their stream, because this is not like a clipping frenzy. You're judging them based on short form content when their main form of content is long, hours long of footage. So you can't judge a streamer if you haven't watched a stream. It's goofiness. It's like trying to judge an album or an artist's album by a single that you heard. Like, yo, I heard 2 to 3 singles. That's a hot album. No, it's not. Listen to the album. Sit down and listen to the album, okay? How about that? So the competitive factor is there. Jason the Ween, he did that.
No one outruns the passenger.
Passenger.
Girl, are you trying to get a fat ass? Do you want a fat ass? Are you trying to get a fat ass? Cool, me too. Also, me as well. Creatine. Our creatine has the best prices. We've got 50 servings per tub. This is the most affordable creatine out there. You will not find better prices. Get that big ass today. Call.
Stranded on an Island stream. That was an incredible stream for every kid in high school. Every Asian kid in high school, for sure. That was the topic of the lunch table. I sat there and I was like, this is not for me, dude. But I can see that it was great content. It's like, yo, if I'm looking at Barney, I'm like, yo, I'm not watching Barney, but that's great for kids.
Every Asian high school. Well, I gotta be Asian, bro.
Stranded on an Island stream. That was an incredible stream for every kid in high school. Every Asian kid in high school, for sure. That was the topic of the lunch table. I sat there and I was like, this is not for me, dude. But I can see that it was great content. It's like, yo, if I'm looking at Barney, I'm like, yo, I'm not watching Barney, but that's great for kids. Really, really tiny kids, like toddler level. So with the clipping thing that Plaqueboy Max is talking about, like, yo, we don't want to get clipped out of context and we have to look at that, and that's why we have to maneuver what we see. I think a lot of them, not the girls. I think the girls get it too brutal. For the guys, they can just not look at it. Like, you don't have to, you can have a filter. You can not look at it on social media unless it's something that affects your personal life. And this is where Plaqueboy Max has a staff. So let's just give you the filter. The only thing that should enter Plaqueboy Max's orbit is stuff that is going to contribute to his content. So if there's a little bit of a controversy, it makes sense. But if people are overreacting about some nonsense, he can just address it, but he doesn't need to read the comments. So somebody from Plaqueboy Max's staff can be like, yo, you know, this is the controversy for today. And I've said this about artists too that got a lot of hate. Like Coil Ray, for instance. You cannot be reading thousands of comments. You will lose your mind. You will absolutely hate yourself, and you will not get gaslit, but you'll start to think like, yo, are these people right? And you'll start to think differently about yourself and your behavior, versus if someone just says, one person that's on your staff tells you, hey, look, people aren't messing with this song, or yeah, there's like some controversy about you, and I don't know, like this clip that you said you called streamers soft, and other people are reacting to it. Okay, show them the clips of those people reacting to it, which is other streamers. That benefits his content, and that's it. And it's the streamer's responsibility to not be like, yo, I wonder what the people saying. That is the worst thing you could ever do. But that's why this is such a brutal career for someone's mental, is because they've got these Discord communities and they've got these Twitter communities, which it might be the best favor that Nikita Beer.
Yeah, especially when you're like, your validation only comes from like external things, like people telling you they're doing good, or like pretty much, yeah, just comments being like, oh yeah, that. As soon as that flips, you don't know where to get validation from anymore.
the head of product at X, is doing for these guys is getting rid of those Twitter communities, because they're just reading those and it's just high school kids telling you what you need to do. And you're like, what the hell? Like, if some high school kid came up to Plaqueboy Max in person, was like, yo, you need to do this. He's looking at you like, what is this kid talking about? Like, go to chemistry class. You're in chemistry class as a senior. What are you doing? But I feel like I have slightly deviated. So we will come back to the main point, which is, yeah, I think they can be competitive and be cool. And I think it's healthy to be competitive. Like, somebody that I think is competitive is Agent. Agent makes really, and I don't think he's externally competitive, because I think he's really satisfied and a confident person, internally confident, because someone else made a comment, I don't know who it was, that said that Agent is unbothered. It was Stable Ronaldo.
I think Agent is so good at what he does and consistent, bro, like, no matter the viewership. Like, I've seen him at like 4,000 viewers, I've seen him at 10,000, I've seen him at 30,000. It does not affect his attitude, and that's crazy, by the way. There's a lot of streamers who will admit it, including myself for a long time. If you're not at this level and then go down a level, it's like it
affects you.
Yeah, it's like, bro, if you guys uploaded this video and it's a 10 out of 10 and it gets 4K views in 50 hours, it's like, okay, maybe we should private it.
yeah.
But like,
he said Agent is the only person he knows that's a streamer that's unbothered by the viewer count. He could have 4,000, he could have 14, he could have 20,000, and he's not changing his content, and he doesn't care about it at all. And that's somebody that's internally confident, because he's achieved so much in this game. Like, the guy started AMP, he helped bring Kais and Nat to the forefront, and I think he's constantly challenging himself, and he's looking like, what's happening in streaming? Okay, what can I do that other people aren't doing? But he's not like, yo, I gotta be better than Max or anything like that. So I think that's somebody that's kind of trying to one-up himself constantly, and he is competitive, but he's not looking at it like, yo, I'm better than these people intrinsically, which would be fine either way. I think Plaqueboy Max is looking at it like, yo, these guys are suckers, I'm gonna stomp on them, which is good. I like that too. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you...
I don't think there's nothing wrong with being competitive, bro. That's just the game. And if you got a problem with it, bro, maybe you're not built for that shit. Fuck, nigga.